Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is actually going to be a little something different, but not too different because at least your girl is consistent. Last year I talked a bit about the Christian season of Lent and my plans for Lent during that season. For those of you that don't know, Lent is the season leading up to the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ, also known as the entire reason that Christians are here today. Lent is used as a season of repentance and reflection and personal growth, and often a time of sacrifice as well. As you might know, a lot of Christians, especially in like the Catholic and Lutheran religions, which is how I grew up. I grew up as a Lutheran. They give something up for Lent that would be a sacrifice for them. In the past, I have given up everything from cheese to chocolate to coffee. That was a rough year. To meat, I did meat one year until I learned I was anemic without meat and couldn't really do that anymore. So I have dabbled in the giving up of things. One year I gave up Starbucks, so not coffee, but just Starbucks because I was a little bit of a Starbucks addict. But that's not the point. The point is Lent is a season of growth, it is a season of sacrifice, and it is a season meant to help you grow and deepen your faith and your relationship with God and Jesus. Last year, I talked about giving up the scale for Lent, and I do want to touch on that for just a hot second. I thoroughly believe that giving up the scale for Lent is an incredible idea and is something that many people should consider doing. Whether or not you are a Christian, it doesn't matter. It's great for you to give up that idol of the scale, because let's be honest, if we're on a weight loss journey, odds are we are idolizing the scale in some way, shape, or form. I personally feel like I have made a lot of growth in that area in the last year, so personally, I will not be giving up the scale only for one reason, and that is because, as many of you already know, I am tracking my weight every single day to compare it to my hormonal cycle. And if I give it up for Lent, that would literally be like 46 days that I don't get to track my weight, and it would mess up my entire tracking system for the year. And my goal is to track a majority of 2019. If I was not doing this data collecting experiment, I would in fact be giving up the scale for Lent, because I firmly believe that it is a really great tool for anybody who puts too much weight, no pun intended, into the scale and what the number says. And many of us end up using that number to assign ourselves a value when our personal value has nothing to do with the number on the scale. So I will urge you, if you are somebody that is depending too much on the scale, is feeling weighted down too much by the number on the scale, or feeling frustrated or negative emotions because of the scale, you can still continue to do your diet and weight loss and fat loss routine without actually stepping on the scale for the season of Lent. And I think that would be a great way for you to help let go of that idol and focus on other areas of the dieting process during the Lenten season. What I'm trying to do in this video is I'm trying to link up healthy living and our diet and all of the stuff that we talk about here on Diva and the Divine with the Lenten season, because it is a season of reflection and repentance and diving deeper into your faith. And it's really interesting to me because there's so many different things that we could do to help enrich our diet and our healthy living journey as well as our faith at the same time. Giving up the scale as an idol is just one of these examples. If you are feeling like there's something else you need to give up, I have a list of things that would be really great for you to give up, both tangible things if you really want to give up something that's going to have a huge impact on your diet. And then I want to actually talk about the more important things and the things that I have been gravitating towards giving up in recent years. And those are emotional things, my friends, because a lot of times the emotional things are a lot harder to give up and let go of than the physical things. And truthfully, if you can figure out how to let go of these emotional things, how to catch yourself when you get caught up in these emotional things and to twist that narrative around, it can truly be life-changing. And Lent is an amazing season for us to try and make that mental change. A couple things you could consider in the physical realm, in the I want to actually give up a tangible item. You could consider giving up coffee. It's hard, I'm not gonna lie, but if you're an addict, it might be something worth giving up. The same goes for sugar or a particular type of candy. What about giving up Easter candy? Because 'tis the season, my friends. I've already seen all of my Easter favorites popping up at Target, and it has been quite the temptation to not buy any. You could give up overbuying of snacks or overbuying of things. You can give up your favorite TV show or spending too much time in front of the TV. There are a lot of different things that you could do to physically give something up that would either free up your time or free yourself from a food type addiction that you might be battling. Chocolate is another good one. It's a really good one. Some of the mental clutter that you need to give up that I think would be very, very beneficial for my community, giving up things like negative self-talk or bashing yourself when you look in the mirror. No more comments of, oh, I'm so fat, or oh, look at my tummy. This is something that I'm going to be actively working on. Giving up anger, giving up grudges. You get what I'm saying, right? I would love to hear in the comments below, what are some things you might consider giving up for the Lenten season? The real reason I wanted to hop on here today and talk about the season of Lent is because I am planning on doing something a little bit different that will benefit both your relationship with God and your relationship with food during the Lenten season. I am going to run kind of my first book club study type thing with a book that focuses on both. Throughout the Lenten season, I am going to have a group of us get together and talk about the book Made to Crave by Lisa TerKeurst. This book, the little subtitle is Satisfying Your Deepest Desire with God and Not Food. I remember listening to the audiobook version of this a handful of years ago, and I was genuinely affected by what I heard. I was like, oh, this is really, really great. I'm loving what I'm hearing. Yes, this all makes sense. And it was pulling at my heart, and it was working in my mind, and it was working in my soul. And I want to revisit all of that with a tangible hard copy of the book, because I do retain information a lot more when I have a hard copy, and I can write in it and I can work in it. And I think it would be a really, really great thing for us as a community to go through together. Which brings me to the next thing. They also have a participant's guide, which is a 6-week study that is meant to be done in a Bible study class or a small group about the Made to Crave book. This book is divided up into 6 sessions, which fits almost perfectly into the season of Lent. That might not be a coincidence, ladies and gentlemen. And I thought, just to kind of whet your appetite, so to speak, I would read you the table of contents. This is the 6 sessions that will be focused on in my little book club Bible study type group. Session 1, from deprivation to empowerment. Session 2, from desperation to determination. Session 3, from guilt to peace. Session 4, from triggers to truth. Session 5, from permissible to beneficial. And Section 6, from consumed to courageous. And then there's a bonus session called Moving the Mountain. And doesn't this just sound like something that so many of us could use? So here's what I am going to do. I'm starting a book club, and it's going to be in the form of primarily a Facebook group. So I will have the link to the Facebook group down below. Please only join if you intend in participating actively in this book study. Hopefully throughout the season of Lent, I'll be able to hop on a couple of lives. I don't know if it will be just in the Facebook group, probably, or maybe even on a live stream on YouTube. My goal with the Facebook group is to be able to start the conversations that are in here on the Facebook group page. So while we work through them individually, we will be able to share and have a conversation actively in the Facebook group. And I think it'll be a great way for us to kind of get closer to God, battle our issues with food, and grow our community and get closer together. One more thing that happens to be available from the Made to Crave content is a devotional. And this is a 60-day devotional called Made to Crave, 60 Days to Craving God, Not Food, which I think would actually be just an awesome supplement. You don't have to have this in order to do the other 2 books, but I got it anyway because in total, all 3 items cost me $30. And for what I'm hoping that we as a group can get out of it, I think it'll be 110% worth it. So, what's going to happen? Down below, you will see the links to Made to Crave, the participant's guide, and the devotional. If you use my link, I do get a small Amazon commission. If you don't want to use my link, go to Amazon.com and type Made to Crave in the search bar. I will not be offended if you don't want to use the links I provide below. I just want to be completely honest with you guys. Then, once you've decided to order your books, go ahead and sign up for the Facebook group. Now, I'm posting this video today, Friday, because Ash Wednesday is next Wednesday, February 26th. So we're going to be jumping right in, ladies and gentlemen. So thankfully for Amazon, they have the whole Amazon Prime thing. So if you order today, you could get the things as early as tomorrow, but hopefully by Monday or Tuesday so you can get things started. Does this take a little bit of a commitment? Yes, it does, because you do have to read an entire book. But truly, I think this will be something that is completely game-changing for those of us looking to change our relationship with food and enhance our relationship with God, especially during the Lenten season. So I really hope that you consider joining me. I think it will be a whole lot of fun. I think we'll get a lot out of it, and we will be able to grow in faith, grow in wellness, and grow as a community. I hope to see you guys there.